Good morning. Magandang umaga. See, I do listen, Richard. Anyway, today is Tuesday, and it is build day 77. Yes, build day 77 on the build schedule out at Villa FELIZ. And today, I'm sure they pulled off those columns, the forms for those columns that we poured yesterday for the windows on the front of the house. I really wanted to be there beforehand for that, but I'm thinking they might not put the finishing coat on there, since that is going to be used just for the window frame. I'm not sure. I don't know how they do the construction on that, but I want to check those out first thing when I get in. Also, I need to run into town today, and I have like no groceries. I have no butter. I have no bread. All the things. Oh, I need some jelly for my PBJs and stuff like that. So we're going to take a ride in town, get some lunch inside town today. And since that team is not here doing the stairway on the back of the house, it's not a pressing issue for me to do a lot of stuff out there today. Most of the things they're going to do today is the form work, the scaffolding for the beams in the second floor. So all that kind of stuff, you've seen that before. We don't have to focus on that so much. But they are doing the septic tank construction. And I want to also be part of that, because they actually should be pouring the form, or they should be pouring the column. And if you saw them when you were looking at them building the septic tank, they are actually using the earth itself as part of the form inside there. And they do that. You'll see that in a lot of construction over here. And you saw that in the construction doing the beams in the basement of our construction. Some of it was done with wooden forms, and some of it was done with earth acting as a form itself. So I want to take a look at that when they do that as well. Several people wrote in about Romy's house right around the corner here. I'm going to see if those guys are out there, and if he has contact information, I'll try to get that passed on again today as well. So anyway, let's get out to the job site, and without further delay, let's get today's video underway. Good morning. What you got there? Oh no! Oh no! My goodness! Good morning. What you got there? Yeah, yeah. Hi guys. Is that like your sword? Are you guys like sword fighting and things like that? Yeah. So anyway, I'm gonna get the. You have Romy's information?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. It's like. It's like the Pied Piper this morning. Where'd Romy? Romy here? Okay. You're gonna give me the phone number information? Okay.
Hi, Kuya Jay. Where are you going? Where are you going?
Where am I going? Where do I go every day?
Maria.
That's correct. That is correct. So anyway, I spoke with Romy, and Lotis, which is his neighbor. She gave me her phone number, so if you need anybody's interested in Romy's house that he's considering selling, I will put in the description block today. I will put the contact information and the phone number. Yes. Okay, okay guys. Bye. See you later. So I'll put that information, and then but don't ask me any questions. I don't know anything about it. Oh, good morning, Lola Janet. How are you today? Good, good. Oh, you guys are very busy this morning, and it's late. How are you today? Good. Are you making something for dinner tonight? What are you making tonight?
You have eaten that already. The legs of the pork.
It's what I like?
Yes.
It's what I like?
Yes.
I will.
Little bit sour.
Okay, you know what I like?
Yes.
All right, then okay. Pata?
Yes.
Ah, pata. Okay. Well, you know, I trust you. I trust you. Whatever you make, and if you know what I like. Okay, and you know what I like, what I don't like. All right. Everybody's so busy this morning. See you later. Have a wonderful day. So anyway, what they're doing here this morning is the columns, each one of the columns that they built for the septic tank, it's hollow all the way down, and on the sides of the concrete hollow blocks, and behind them is the actual the earth itself. And they dug it out enough to allow the earth to be part of the form, and then they have pieces of wood in the front to prevent any of the concrete, when they do the concrete pour, from falling back inside of the in the septic tank itself. But you just have to make sure that they continue to do the tampering so you don't get any big void pockets of air and stuff like that at the very bottom. And because if you have a void and it starts cracking, things like that, and you get moisture on your rebar, then your rebar is gonna deteriorate, rust, and fall apart, and then you have nothing that gives reinforcement to the concrete. So make sure that that's done. Also, something I want to mention: the original plan for this chamber was supposed to be the digestive chamber, and then this one on this side was supposed to be the leaching chamber. For some reason, unbeknownst to me, is it got changed. It's 180 degrees different, and now this is the digestive chamber, and this one over here is the leaching chamber. And what you want to do, and you can learn by what I believe is a mistake here, is when you're and when I say mistake, the only thing that's going to happen here, now we have to make a bend that comes on the back of this side of the house. We're going to have to do like a 45 degree and then another 45 degree in there. You want to avoid any of your sewage that's coming out of your house, any of your black water. You want the least amount of any type of 45 or 90 degrees, as much as possible. You want a straight shot to your digestive chamber. This is where the actual outlet from all the black water is going to be coming underneath the main shower over in this area from the top of the basement. And it's going to be running along here, and it's going to end up, it would have been a straight shot if this would have been the digestive chamber, and then we probably wouldn't have had any worries at all about any type of blockages or anything like that. But I think what happened was when they poured the concrete, remember that when they poured the slab up here and they used the excess to pour the base for this septic tank here, it was more convenient at that moment to pour it on this side, which should have been left open for the leaching chamber, because their tube only ran to this area. It wouldn't reach down in this area, or they didn't make the effort to put in one more extension on there to go down there. So now if you look at the drawing, and I'll show you the drawing actually shows that the digestive chamber is supposed to be all the way to the east side, which is over here, but now this is the leaching chamber. Again, hopefully it's not going to cause any problem, but for you, if you're building over here, try to do the most direct route to your digestive chamber from your black water that's exiting out of your house. I just want to mention one of the trade-offs. If you use the earth as your form, instead of properly putting regular wooden forms up to make your pour, like we're doing on all the columns up here. I mean, the septic tank is nothing but a little building that's underneath the ground, and it's got a slab, and it has columns and all like that. And if you actually did regular forms and poured your columns first and then ran your concrete hollow block in between it, it's just like building a house. But a lot of times the folks will do like what they're doing here, and they won't do any forms until the end and use the earth itself as part of the form. So 50% of each one of the corners, you'll see the corner, the outside corner, and the inside is blocked off with wood. See down over there, outside is earth and the inside is wood. So the trade-off on that is you're probably going to use a lot more concrete, because it's going to be trying to fill every single void where the earth is, and it's usually dug out, usually bigger than what you need. And but even though you're using more concrete, you have more concrete inside there for reinforcement. So it might be a little bit stronger on those corners using that technique. as long as the rebar is not touching the earth, because you don't want it to get any rust, break down inside the concrete. Alright, well it's a 10:30 break time, and they're still pouring the concrete. I was planning on going into town early. I usually like to get in there around 9:30, but anytime I do concrete, again, I want to be here for every bit of the any type of concrete pour. And that has to do with making sure that the vibration is done properly and all the voids are filled and things like that. And because once it gets done, and if you're not there, then it's going to be covered up with earth, and then you will never see what's underneath there. So if there's something that's done improperly, you won't know until it's too late, when you have walls caving in and things like that. So I'm just going to wait for them to get done with this, and then they're going to go back to doing scaffolding. They haven't pulled the forms yet off of the 2 mini columns that we did yesterday, but I'm not worried about that one. I know they're good. I was there. You didn't see me yesterday. Yesterday, if you noticed at the end of the video, I was covered in concrete. My hat was covered in concrete. My shirt was covered. You didn't see my arms because I had washed it off. I was covered. When they were pouring it, I was actually under there with the builder also, with my contractor, and I was using the mallet and I was slamming. But what happens when you're underneath there doing that and they're pouring the concrete on top, all the concrete that slides out the outside gets all over you. I was covered yesterday with that, but that's okay. It's just concrete. It's easy to wash off, easy to get out of your clothes. So as soon as they get done with the rest, we have 2 and a half more of the columns here in the septic tank. Then we'll head off to SM. As soon as they give me my water back. So let me show you how thirsty concrete can be. See? Well, anyway, it's almost noon, and I was planning on leaving like 9:30 this morning, but anytime they do any type of concrete pour, there's a reason why I want to stay around for that, because I just want to make sure we don't have any problems with anything like exposure of structural steel, the rebar, where it touches the soil or anything like that. And that was the case, the reason why I stayed behind this morning, because they were actually doing here. I'll show you up on here. We were doing the, excuse my rudimentary drawing, but this is going to be the septic tank, and we have a digestive chamber, secondary digestive chamber. It's going to this is going to be all the sludge is going to go in here, and any of the scum on the top will fall off into this one, and this will be the leaching chamber. And the leaching chamber, in this, the way they do it over here, normally you have a leaching chamber, and please don't ask me questions about this, because in the US it's different here than the US. In the US you would have something like this, and it would go off like this into a leaching field. Well, we don't have that here, and they authorize something a little bit different. You can actually leach directly underneath your leaching chamber. So this is a solid bottom, this is a solid bottom, but this is open with 3/4 gravel in the bottom of this one right here. Well, anyway, this is what I was talking about. On this septic tank that we have here, we have a column here, 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 and a column here. And what they did, they're actually, the earth around it, where they dug the hole, all right, they're actually using that as sort of a form for the outside of this column. So what they did on each one of these columns, they made a wood column on here, but used the space around here, the earth itself, as part of the form, and that's fine. But up in this part of the leaching chamber over here, what I saw today, they had the form here and they had a form here for the column. You know, you got all your rebar on the inside of here, and then on the outside of here, this was like this. But what they did on this section right here, to keep the runoff of the concrete, when they poured concrete, to keep it from filling up this void here, they stuck a big piece of wood inside of here. just like this. And it actually, what it did, it was rubbing up against the rebar. And so what will eventually happen is this cocoa lumber, it will deteriorate it will just rot out. And then when this rots out, the water is going to be exposed to the metal. Then the metal, the rebar itself will rust. Then all the rebar is connected to each other by ties. Then each one of those, and what will happen, it will be like a chain reaction effect. And then all the rebar inside that column will be gone, and then there will be no support, and then the column will fail. So what I did was I had them pull out this piece of cocoa lumber, and then we did a backfill inside here with cement. Hopefully we don't have any problem and we don't have a failure of that column. So now that's all done. I was able to make sure that was completed. And that was kind of a pain because the cocoa lumber was in there for so long from the initial pour early this morning. The concrete was starting to harden, and it was tough pulling that out. And but the guys did a great job of pulling it out. It took us about 30 minutes. So anyway, let's go to SM, get some lunch, do a little bit of shopping, and then we'll come back here. I'm trying to be up where the wind isn't. The wind is starting to blow again, and I know it wreaks havoc on the microphone. So anyway, let's head in, get some lunch.
Bulgogi noodles.
Ah, good. Wonderful.
Thank you.
Thank you. So anyway, we're here at BonChon. We're here at BonChon, and I decided to try this right here. And this is okay. This is truly an international day. This is Mexican, Korean, and I'm with a Norwegian in the Philippines. So you can't ask for much more than an international day than what we have today, right, Andrew?
Okay, yes. You better dig in. I'm hungry.
Okay, good. Shout it. So anyway, I never thought that Mexican and Korean met together, combined, would be good, but it was really good. And you had the beef stew?
Yeah, it was okay.
It was okay. Oh, I'm going to edit that out.
No. You cannot. It was okay, but nothing special. It's not the way we make it.
Yeah.
But it was okay.
I think
acceptable.
you need to try the Mexican Korean. You need to try that. What was it called? It was called the taco bibimbap, I think is what it was called. I liked it. It was good. But anyway, I'm going to do a little bit of shopping, and Henry's got to go meet his lovely wife, Melissa, and they're going to take off. So we're going to do some shopping now.
Okay, see you.
See you later.
Nice seeing you
All right,
again.
take care. I want to try one of those.
That one. That's
Yeah.
slushy.
Is it good?
Yeah.
Is it really good? All right, I'm gonna try one.
This is grapes
Grape?
and this is root beer.
Oh,
With ice cream at the middle.
with ice cream in the middle. What do you recommend? What do you think is the?
Both.
Oh, it's okay. I'll take a little bit of both. Yeah. Well, I did make it back to the site out here, and I've actually been doing a little bit of editing of the video to try to get a head start on tonight's editing. And they actually got, you can see what they did, some of the scaffolding they got done. If you remember what the scaffolding looked like from the basement, and it was crazy. It looked like a whole city, remember that? And that's what it's going to kind of look like here, but not nearly as intensive as it was when we were going from the basement up to the first floor. Of course, we don't have to go as high here, this one, because we're only going from this floor to the second floor in the center portion, and the outsides are going to be much simpler. Oh, I wanted to show you the two columns that were poured yesterday, the smaller ones for the glass windows that are going to be here and here, and they're actually going from the floor all the way to the ceiling, just as a reminder. And we did, there was a little bit of honeycombing, but it wasn't very deep inside there, and I looked at it when they got done, and they've actually covered up, but you can see kind of the extent of some of the honeycombing here, even with the cement, the thin cement mixed together over. You see we got a few spots here, and there was a few spots down here in the bottom. But all in all, it's not bad, and when they do the plaster coat, they'll fill that in and it'll be nice and smooth. But the nice thing about it is they're nice, you can look, they're nice and straight, lined up very well, and they're good. I'm happy with those. And even though I told you that there was going to be, we're waiting on the guys to come back from the team that actually does the stairs, we actually do have other guys here that are on. Actually, one of my workers, right, I think he's still back here. He's actually really good with building steel rebar support and doing forming too. Oh, no, he's not back here, he's gone already. But you see they started the forms, which is going to be the base. It's going to go underneath the stair, the walkway of the stairs that goes down to the garage door down here. So they did actually work a little bit on that while I was at SM. So we got some advancement today. Main thing, these guys over here. Main thing, the septic tank, and a little bit of form work right there. And I know they've been working after we did the septic tank. The guys, when they got done doing the cement mix, they were actually digging some more in the cistern back there. I'm going to try to use this column as a wind screen here. The wind actually is blowing. It's actually nice. It feels good. It's very comfortable up here right now. But again, the slightest amount of wind wreaks havoc on the microphone on this camera. So anyway, I'm going to wash the truck really quick because it is absolutely filthy from parking up underneath the trees, and I haven't washed it in a week. And when I drove it into town, I was embarrassed to drive into town. It looks so nasty. But it's a truck, right? It's a truck. Anyway, so it should make a difference. But I'm going to go ahead and wash that off real quick and pack everything up and head back. And I don't know what Tess said she was making. It was something about something that was made out of pork. It was like in leg, and then I remember she said it was sour. Can't remember the name of it, but she said I like it, and she knows everything that I like what she cooks. So I'm looking forward to it, whatever it is. So let me get everything packed up and out of here. So, oh, wait a minute. Again, about Romy's place. I will put the information if anybody's interested in calling up the person who's basically going to be the point of contact for him, because he doesn't even have a cell phone. So his neighbor's going to have the phone, and you can call her up and she can give you the information or make the contact between the two. But please don't ask me any questions. I have nothing to do with that. I'm just doing a neighbor a favor by showing this on the channel. So tomorrow is going to be build day 78. Build day 78 here at Villa FELIZ. So if you enjoyed today's video, if you found it informative, if you found it the least bit of entertaining, please give me a thumbs up. Please share, and if you have not subscribed, just click on that little My PI Dream heart in the bottom right side of your screen, and you will be notified each time I push a new video. So until tomorrow, which is going to be build day 78, yes, build day 78 here at Villa FELIZ, you have a wonderful day.